So if you're a 3D artist and you work with ZBrush, Substance Painter, or potentially you love working with alphas, brushes, decals, kitbash elements, some very interesting smart materials, hard surface, organic, and reference assets, then this video is for you. As JRO Tools have partnered with the folks at Humble Bundle to give artists one of the biggest mega bundles that have ever existed on Humble Bundle, and that is a 3D artist tools and brush asset bundle. And these comes with a ton of cool stuff that you definitely would want to consider checking out. All of these, of course, you can find on their ArtStation, but these things are quite expensive compared to what you'd be getting on Humble Bundle at this point. Just the hard surface Kitbash collection would cost you about $45, but if you simply go over to Humble Bundle, you'll be getting this for £26.36. And all of these right here would be costing you about £748.43, but in this case, you can get all of them for $26. And if you like to donate to charity and even support Humble Bundle even more, you can up this all the way to $41. So with this said, let's take a look at some of the cool things that are now available with this bundle that you should definitely explore. First off, there's a couple of Substance Painter tools that has to do with mask alphas. These are high quality mask alpha tools that you can simply pick up and work with, especially if you're into decoration, hard surface stuff, or maybe you're into industrial stuff. These are right here and they're looking pretty impressive. There's a couple of hard surface styles as well, which are amazing. And if you're into decals, there's the Military Volume 1 decal, and they've also got the UI and HUD Volume 1 decal as well. And they got this amazing reference pack as well that is coming with this bundle, which includes the Japan Traditional Reference Pack, and Volume 3 comes as both 2K and 8K textures. And these are extremely high quality stuff, and you'll be getting about 530 images with that one. And we've also got the Industrial Volume 1 pack as well. That's also a beautiful reference pack that also offers 8K to 2K textures, and this comes with 400 images. And if you're into military stuff and possibly you're looking for high quality references that you can work with for both weapons and military artillery stuff, then the Weapons and Military Reference Pack that comes with both tanks and vehicles with over 300 plus images might just be a wonderful one for you. And yes, there's a ton of ZBrush stuff that you also be able to find here, and we're simply going to go through them and explore some of them so you guys can see what we've got. So starting off, we've downloaded a couple of these because there's a whole lot of contents that you'll be getting with this one. I think about 50 something contents you'll be getting. We've just actually downloaded a few so we can talk about them because these contents are quite heavy. First off, we've got the bags and pouch collection. This is a huge collection for those that are into bag stuff. So these are heavy files. I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys what they look like. This is what they look like inside of Blender, and you can tell their topology, their edge flow look pretty cool. At the same time, if you want to see what they look like as images, you can also go ahead and check them out. There's also a beautiful folder that they've put together, which is the image library. And this is something that they do for literally everything. So this is the bonus content. So if you're into like military style stuff, there's a bonus content that comes with nice looking assets that you can just throw onto your model. Some body armor stuff are right there so you can check it out. There's also the bags and pouch that we saw earlier, so you can see them right here, and you can simply just go through these bags and pouches and see what works for you. So we can check this one out, check these other one out as well, and of course we can see the very last ones. So depending on what you're trying to work with, you can find these ones and use them. More so, there's also some other very cool stuff that also exists here. So there is the HS Kitbash collection, which is pretty big as well. And this comes as both FBX, OBJ, and Maya file too. So what we've done is to simply load this up into Blender. There is just a ton of assets that you can find with this one. So all of these, you can use them to build whatever stuff you want. These are heavy stuff. So these have been properly laid out, so you can come through, check these ones out. These are the hats and covers. You can find them there. The crates are right here. We can dive right there so you can see the beautiful crates that this comes with. Heavy assets, I tell you, very heavily done assets. And we can actually select any of them, jump in, and you can see they're properly UV'd, properly modeled, looking pretty cool. We can jump out and take a look at these other one as well, so you guys can see that these look pretty nice. Again, to all of these, you can simply go ahead and take a look at the library of assets that comes with this. These are huge stuff, so you can check them out and they look pretty cool. Some other interesting things that you might want to also consider checking out is the substance tool. So there's a couple of nice substance tools that they've put together. If you're into light stamp, there is a whole tool for that is currently there. You can check it out. It's pretty impressive. They've also got some ornament tile brushes as well. Those are very cool ones. For those that are into materials and all that stuff, there are some set of substance tiles and materials that you can work with. Additionally, they've also got some metal smart material that you can also proceed to work with. And of course, if you work with ZBrush, let's talk about ZBrush now. So if you work with ZBrush, we've got some IMM brushes. So if you like to work with these IMM brushes, it's pretty simple. So right here inside of ZBrush, I'm just going to drop that in there and we can go ahead and bring in a brush. So if we go in, we can click on load and load in that brush right there. Let's jump all the way back. So we've got some IMM brushes, so we can bring in the IMM brush. This is set to subdivision 1, subdivision 0. Let's take a look at subdivision 1, and that is going to load in. Now once this loads in, we can now simply come through and use this IMM brush to bring out some stuff. If we like to have symmetry, we can tap X on the keyboard and we can bring this in as symmetry, and you've got a ton of things. So these are all the brushes that you have access to. In terms of the IMM brushes, there are a ton of stuff that you will be getting, and these are very decorative stuff. So if you're into some nice decorations, maybe you're into some organic style stuff, you can throw this in, create some very cool patterns, create some very cool stuff for yourself, and these are pretty nice. There's also a ton of ZBrush stuff that you also find here, and if you're looking for alphas, there's also a lot of alphas. So for example, if you're trying to find some nice looking alphas, these are all Photoshop alphas, and they've also got the TIFF alpha. So one thing with all of the alphas that you'll be getting is most of them come as both JPEG, PNG, PSD, and TIFF file, which means that you can use them in both Blender, Substance, and any other software that simply works with black and white images in terms of alphas. And for those that are looking for brushes, they've got a ton of brushes as well. And if you work with ZBrush, they've already made these brushes in ZBrush, so you can use them. The brushes, again, there's a ton of brushes that you can find right here. So these are some ZBrush brushes, and these are basically ornament brushes. So these brushes are also available as PNG, and you can use them in other tools as well. And of course, they've got some ZBrush brushes which are pretty useful. Maybe you like some additional brushes. This one comes with 256 interesting trim cut in and trim cut out brushes, so you can load these brushes as much as you want and work with them. And yes, there are some decals as well, like we mentioned earlier. So if you like to take a look at the decals, you can simply come through and check these decals out. Say for example, we like to take a look at these ones, and these are very nice ones which you can use if you're working with Substance, or possibly you like to load these as alphas. Yes, you can. So these are high quality decals, and you can tell they are all 2K in terms of the texture size. You might also want to consider taking a look at the skin brushes. They've got a ton of skin brushes that you can use in both ZBrush, and of course if you like to load up the 2K, 4K, like we mentioned earlier, all of these come in different file formats. You can pick them up and use them. And for those that like to work with some skulls and some bones, you've got that as well. These are also available, so you can load these brushes however you want. If you like to work with IMM brushes, you can use them. If you like to load up the Z tools and work with them, of course you can. So tons of things are currently available right now, and this by default is a massive steal. So whether you're working with Substance, you're working with Blender, you're working with ZBrush, or potentially you're just looking for high quality references, then you can definitely rely on this bundle right here on Humble Bundle and take advantage of all 51 items and get working with it. So this is it for those that are into hard surfaces stuff, organic stuff, or potentially you're just looking for a ton of resources that you can use, tools and brushes, alphas, decals, and all that. Links to this is going to be in the description, so do well to check it out. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section, and of course if you like this video or you like something from this, you can go ahead and give a like, and don't forget to share with a friend. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.